Alright, so we're going to do another Treasured Tales of Childhood, stories about animals. This one is in the volume 2. We've read The Three Little Pigs, The Three Little Kittens, The Red Hen. These are part of a series that were gifted by a family friend, and they've got some age on them. These volumes are published from 1974, Southwestern Company. It's the Treasured Tales of Childhood, stories about animals, put together by Barbara Simons and Ruth Rooney. Published by the Southwestern Company, Nashville, Tennessee. So, let's see here. I think we're down to the last one on this one. So we've read 1, The Three Little Pigs. 2, The Little Red Hen. 3, The Three Billy Goats Gruff. 4, The Wolf and the 7 Kids. 5, Peter Rabbit. 6, 3 Little Kittens. 7, The Lambiekin. And 8, The White Rat's Tail. It's the last one. This one is copyright 1967. Looks like Barbara Schiller on Adrienne Adams. Let's turn to it. So the poor wolf climbing out the ladder. Alright, I do love the illustrations on Billy Goat's Gruff, though. Too cute. I have to say, in our house, we do tend to feel for the villains. I mean, a wolf's gotta eat, don't it? Alright, let's see here. The White Rat's Tail. So, by Barbara Schiller, illustrated by Adrienne Adams, Holt, Rinehart, and Winston. And this is copyright 1967. A little bit more about how it was published initially. So we have a king and a queen and a little rat who's wearing clothing. Alright. I like how his coat kind of looks like a shoe. Like he's a high heel. Once, long ago and far away, there lived a king and queen who owned a wonderful white rat. Now this lady rat could sing and dance most enchantingly and converse with wit and style. However, wonderful though the rat was, it really was not the same as having a daughter of their own. Now, if you are looking to have a pet rat, they are communal animals, so they are very sad to be by themselves. They need a friend. All right. So they went to the fairy queen and asked her to turn their wonderful white rat into a royal princess. Now the fairy queen owed them a favor or two, but still she hesitated. She was much more accustomed to changing royal children into animals than the other way around. Oh, she naughty, huh? But she concentrated for quite a while and bid the king and queen to hurry back to their palace. All right, now hurry back. You can be sure that they ordered the coachman to go fast, fast, fast. Oh, he's so fast he's a little bit blurry. And the roads of the kingdom were very bumpy. Bump, 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 bump. The royal gateman barely had time to swing open the great iron gates before the king and queen leaped from their coach and ran into the palace. Oh, let's see. Did the fairy queen do what was promised? There they found their daughter, a lovely pink and white princess, a little too pink of eye, a bit too white of hair, said the courtiers behind their hands, but still infinitely more adorable than a white lady rat. Everyone agreed to that as they ate and drank at the splendid banquet held in honor of the princess. And she'll live quite a bit longer, too, if she's human. Ooh, looks like they're being a little snooty, that face over there, huh? I say, well, she used to be a rat. I don't know about this. True, when she went on procession throughout the countryside, the common folk grumbled about making silk purses from sows' ears. So when you make, you can't make a silk purse from a pig's ear. Sow's a female pig. But they were the self-same folk who had once grumbled about making a fuss, such a fuss, over a white lady rat, no matter how wonderful she was. The king and queen and the princess were very happy, and that, of course, is what counts. So here she is in her carriage. I don't know what's going on with that kid's legs. But he wants to be high up and see. The day soon came when the king thought he would be even happier if he had a son-in-law as well as a daughter. "Are you willing to marry, my pet?" he asked his royal princess. "Quite ready, father dear. Who is my husband to be?" So fond of his daughter was this king that he replied without further thought, "Whomever you wish, my princess." "That is easily said," and she smiled. "I want the most powerful husband in the world." Oh, she's ambitious. All right. Well, for 3 days the king sat sunk in thought, sucking the knob of his scepter. Oh, he I guess like a pacifier. On the 4th day, he called his daughter to him. "My pet, I have found you a suitable husband, the most powerful in the whole world. The cold of winter and the dark of night fleet before him. At his smile, flowers, fruits, and trees spring into bloom. He laughs, and every living creature comes to life. In short, I shall give you to the sun." The princess turned away with a pout. "The sun? All it takes is one not very large cloud, and pfft, no more sun." Quite so. For 2 days the king sat on his throne, sunk in thought, twirling his scepter. On the 3rd day he called his daughter to him. Okay, that's a lot more normal. Like, why would he suck on it? That's kind of weird. But, all right. What if marry her to the sun? What kind of silly thing is he gonna marry her to now? Want to offer now? Oh, well, I guess she is a rat turned into a human, so we might as well marry her to something magical, right? "A suitable husband, my pet, is not hard to find. It shall be he who makes the sun disappear. He who can blot out the blue sky and cover the whole wide world. In brief, the cloud shall be yours." The princess frowned. Why should I want him? One good wind and poof, no more cloud. True. For one entire day, the king sat sunk in thought, tapping his scepter. The next morning, he called his daughter to him. I think he should probably just ask who she wants to marry. That would probably, speed this along. The wind shall be your husband. Does he not drive all before him? Does he not rule the 7 seas? The princess yawned. See, she has a little hand up for yawning. Actually, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. Okay. Since I am not a fish, I really don't care how many seas he rules. Certainly here on earth, the wind can't even move a mountain. So you can offer her a mountain next time. But, like how the fish are like, whee! These are quite fun little illustrations. Alright. Aha! This time the king didn't need more than a minute's thought to find the answer. Oops. The mountain shall be yours, my pet. The princess turned up her nose. That ugly mass of roots and rocks and roots and earth? No, there is someone who nibbles and gnaws away at the mountain as if it were a piece of cheese. He, and he alone, is greater than the sun whom he avoids, greater than the cloud whom he ignores, greater than the wind at whom he laughs, greater than the mountain in which he makes his home. In a word, there is the rat. Makes sense that she likes rats. I mean, she's one. The king hung his head, and so did the queen when she heard the news. But a promise is a promise. Back they went to the fairy queen. They asked her to change their princess into a white lady rat. The fairy queen was thoroughly accustomed to this sort of thing, and she concentrated but a moment. Then she bid them to return to their palace. The king and queen didn't hurry. After all, the roads of their kingdom were very bumpy. I guess she's like, oh, this again. You're using up all my favors. As their coach creaked up to the palace gates, they heard the sound of a wedding march. Out from the palace came the newly wedded pair. The wonderful white lady rat with a splendid gray gentleman rat. His whiskers were long, and his tail was longer. His eyes were bright, and his teeth were brighter. I guess she just really wanted to be a rat again. She didn't know how to tell them. Didn't really ask her before they turned her human. They made their home in the largest mountain they could find. Now the common folk of the kingdom stopped their grumbling. And that, of course, is what counts, isn't it? Oh. So there seems to be some kind of moral here about not having a rat in a world they shouldn't be in. It's very interesting. But I don't know. They're cute. I'm not going to judge too much. It's an interesting story. And I do think that the who is better and stronger and amazinger is a kind of a clever riddle. But the white rat's tale. I hope you enjoyed it, and you have a great day. Thanks so much for listening.